Yay?
Yay.
Happy yay?
Life's an illusion, this vodka's real. Dare to be amazed? So smooth it's scary that just looking through this bottle may make you a little tipsy. And with a wave of your hand, you become the magician, changing 20s into hundreds. And with a wave of your spectator's hand, we can make them scream in fear. Illusion Vodka truly is so smooth it's scary. I wrote it on every bottle. Illusion Vodka 6 times distilled, 10 times filtered, made with a Midwestern winter wheat by a real master distiller who's been making vodka for over 50 years. If you'd like to become the life of your next big gathering, click the link now and buy today. Illusion Vodka, so smooth as scary. Dare to be amazed?
MF Barbecue. Tasty, juicy, delicious. Ribs, brisket, and pork. Slow smoked overnight to be done fresh for you Thursdays to Sundays, right here in the South Shore area. Based out of Riverview, we are most often located at the Shell gas station at the corner of McMullen and Boyette Road. But since we are a food truck, we're mobile. Catch us at places like Flooring Master, Peter Ford, or Cigars on the Boulevard. Or even have us cater your next big event, from a graduation party to a birthday, or really just for the hell of it. Come hang out and try a special for the week, such as brisket chili or Texas Twinkies, and maybe even meet a special guest. Find us on Facebook and Google.
Man,
It's
we were
about
like
80 now.
sweating driving through the 5 stoplights to get through here.
Partly cloudy and
Well,
always
one
gorgeous.
stoplight just had to wait 5 times.
So thank you everyone for joining. Please take this time, if you could, to like the show, share it amongst your friends. I am Howard, the unknown drummer. I have the pleasure of sharing this show with Captain Teo Leonard, my co-host, a friend, and a local business owner here. Also in the room, we have Andre Ciapetta, who has many hats. Classic car collector. He owns the air filter cleaning company. He's also a local realtor and all around pretty decent guy.
Thank you.
Boom.
We have Joanne. We have Joanne with Tampa Bay Sports and Entertainment Magazine, and also Jay Duran Coaching in the booth, running our show with the producer, and we have our friend Mary Ann, who might be playing with sound effects depending on the alcohol consumption.
She will be doing a run on though.
And hey, since we bring up the alcohol consumption, we got to go into our disclaimer. So let's go into the fact that this is entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed are not necessarily the views of our guests or
Supporters.
the supporters and the people watching. You know, do what you want to do, but don't blame us if stuff goes awry. And sit back and enjoy the show.
Right?
Fuck around and find
That's
out.
pretty
And if
much
you
it.
get offended, I'm sorry, but then
Do your own show.
That's your own
Take
show.
your time
But
to
hey,
set everything up and do it yourself.
But
And
we got a special guest.
We
And I
do.
got to tell you, because this box is like totally tricking me out. And we got Michael here with the Milkshake Factory.
welcome
And,
to the neighborhood.
Hello.
And this is like a brand new business, right?
Yeah. Grand opening is on Saturday.
Okay. And it's on 301 just north of Big Bend over.
Yeah. So
Right?
it's right next to Mission Barbecue, Einstein Bagels, Wing Snob.
All the
There's an
good
Einstein
stuff.
Bagels
All
here?
the good
There's
Taco
actually a
Dirty.
bagel shop?
Taco Dirty's moving in.
Okay.
And they don't have. I don't think any
So
of
it's
those
like a
places have a
cross-
good milkshake on top of it.
It's
so
like
that's perfect.
It's a
That's
cross. It's like a cross from Wawa, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So how'd you get involved in what tell us about the Milkshake Factory and what you guys have. And we've been seeing it all over social media.
So Milkshake Factory, it's a 10-year-old company based out of Pittsburgh. There's 10 stores up in the city of Pittsburgh. It's kind of like almost like a cult following up there. You wouldn't think milkshakes in Pittsburgh year round, but it's incredible.
Well, I think people like milkshakes, and considering McDonald's machines are always broken.
Right?
You know, like like my wife with her chemo, she goes, "I really want a milkshake." I'm like, "I go to McDonald's, it's broken."
It's broke.
I'm
Yeah.
like 5 times. I haven't had a milkshake in years, you know.
come
So
on
I'm
by.
gonna have to go check this
Come
out.
on by.
But you're coming from the dairy bar capital of the world.
Right, because I mean
Yes.
that's like, you know,
Hershey.
Pennsylvania is Hershey's are up there, and you have all the dairy stuff.
You
have a
have
lot of Amish up
Turkey
in
Hill,
there,
and
all
it's
that
straight up dairy. And instead of drinking, they would go out and OD on dairy.
Yeah.
And
Really?
they'd eat 4 or 5 ice creams and come home woozy. And the kids thought they were drunk. No, it's just dairy.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got involved with them. I had a franchise consultant doing some research for me a couple of years back, and I've been a mortgage lender for 25 years. Still am. Still love it. But I wanted to do something when I got in my 50s. I wanted to kind of get back in the food business. Grew up in Jersey and Pennsylvania in food, and I just kind of fell in my lap. They just started franchising. I'm the actual 8th one open in the country that other than corporate stores in Pittsburgh. So. Yeah, we were the second one in Florida. Panama
So are
City.
there like a ton of flavors?
Yeah, there's quite a few flavors. So it's homemade ice cream, it's house made ice cream.
Okay.
We make the chocolate in house, ice cream in house, whipped cream in house. You could mix and match all sorts of stuff. It really is a fun place.
Okay.
Now we've been in the last 3 weeks insanely busy,
Oh yeah.
and our grand opening is this coming Saturday.
Okay.
And you have before anything, you have a ridiculous offer. When I saw it, I was like, wow, this is a great offer for your grand opening. Why don't you tell everybody what it is?
Yeah, so we're doing first 100 people through the door get free T-shirts, including you guys, because you guys got a whole bag of them right here. Buy one, get one on all the milkshakes.
Buy one, get one free on a milkshake.
Wow.
That's strong.
Yeah, so you bring
'Cause
a family
it's-
by.
This is a handmade milkshake. You can get whatever you want. It's nice milkshake. It's not
Yeah.
like here or here. It's
We get 1,000 people through the door. We'll give out 2,000.
regular size milkshakes.
Yep. They're 60
No
ounces.
joke.
They're all the same size, 60 ounces, homemade whipped cream. Everything gets a topper on
Nice.
top, homemade chocolate. Could be a
Homemade
s'mores
whipped
pop.
cream. You know, that's
Yeah.
something you don't see anymore. I used to do that in the
CO2
bar.
cartridges.
I used to do that in the bar
Ooh.
with when I had my bar. You know, you mix the heavy cream
still
with,
have a
the,
bar.
with the sugar. Well, yeah,
that.
but I don't do that.
With the CO2.
But I did that all the time. I made my own whipped cream, and people were like, "What do you?" I'm like, "Dude, if I'm gonna have a pina colada or strawberry
Fresh.
daiquiri, I
Yeah.
gotta make my own whipped cream. You can't do the can thing."
To show you how much things have changed. I mean, we're all roughly the same age, right?
Yep.
And I have
I'm older than everybody, but that's
you're a little
okay.
bit older, but you'll remember this more than anybody. I have a lot of 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. Well, we go through a ton of CO2,
Oh man.
like a ton. And I have buckets of them out. They don't even look toward, they don't even know what it is.
I didn't use
Really?
I didn't,
So the
They don't
funny
even
thing,
know what a whip it is.
So when I flooded,
80s,
and-
you would have been the most
and
popular
people-
house in the block.
oh man, so
Hey, we're going to Mike's dad's house.
I have to tell this story because it was really funny. When I flooded, we are so blessed with friends that came and helped us, and a bunch of people were like, "What's this?" And like all the people that were like 50 to 60 that were there were like, dude, you have your own whippet machine. You have your own machine
Canister.
with the canister.
Hell yeah.
Because I had the canister and the whole deal
Yeah.
to make whipped cream, but everyone's like, oh, I'm like total whipping it.
Yeah.
So
Thousands of them.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and you would think and
Dead
I
shows.
think you still I think if it seems the last time I ordered anyway, you had to like prove your age and stuff to buy the cartridges. Is it still that way? Do you have to?
They don't ask me.
They don't.
My
Well, yeah, because
distributor
you're
does not
buying
ask me.
cases
Sir?
of them. Yeah.
We need some ID, sir.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just a fun store. Everybody gets free chocolate when you walk in the door. Everybody gets a free sample of bark. You guys can crack that
Well,
box open right
That
now.
also brings up our next disclaimer. We normally pay for all of our samples. However, it was presented to us that everyone gets a free sample. So this is
So this is
not a
what-
paid endorsement of this product.
Man,
I'll
Are you
I'll
kidding
rattle off what they are. So that's
All right, let's take some pictures first. Why don't you bring it over to the camera?
Oh, can you guys see
Oh my
this?
Marianne?
goodness.
Oh shit! It's going to the women.
Oh yeah, the women are grabbing that.
I've been following you, Michael, and I didn't want to tell him to bring some of that chocolate bark I see in the video.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's good stuff. It
So
is
thank
good
you.
stuff.
So this is actually the first sample that we're trying that we didn't pay for, with the exception of the vodkas, because the vodka sponsors
Vodka's
us.
vodka.
And,
He can.
um,
I'm
That
not
doesn't
paying.
count.
No.
But yeah, but he pointed out that he does samples for people that
All
come
right, Joe.
in, and they're doing the t-shirts for the grand opening. So we did accept. I am accepting this, and I'm
So the
grabbing.
best one,
In behalf
What's
of
the
the
best one?
South Shore Live,
if you like
um,
peanut butter, that's the best one. Peanut butter toffee is incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
Any of it fat free?
Oh my god!
Just
Okay, you
All
gotta,
right.
you gotta share that with those guys.
would you like some, Michael?
No, thank
Are
you.
you sure?
I'm good. I got to
This
drive.
guy's like,
Oh,
now what's this one right here?
That's plain milk chocolate.
Okay, this
That looks like s'mores.
s'mores, peanut. I guess
Oh, that's
Peanut butter
good.
marshmallow cookie.
I'm going
Oh.
straight out old school,
holy
straight out
schnazzle.
chocolate.
Peanut butter toffee is intense.
grab it with both hands. There's some
Ooh,
weight.
they're
to
heavy.
It. Yeah,
They're
there's
heavy.
some weight to that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's incredible.
Has the
You know what?
texture
I'm
of
gonna
a
be
chunky
honest
bar.
with you. I'm gonna be
Old school chunky,
I'm gonna be
very
a little
creamy.
Very good
overly
stuff.
honest here.
Okay, I'm
Because-
just gonna say that the producing booth is like lined up to the side. You can't see in the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
They're waiting for Andre to grab a
When
piece.
I saw this launch and I saw it was Michael, I said to myself, "Damn, I should have done some loans with him."
We know
But
where
who
Juicy's
knows? I
going to
might
be on
start
Saturday.
now
You might
because I was
start.
like,
And
man, I could
two
have
hands, two hands.
I could have meetings
Two
at the closings.
I want to start doing meetings
Without
there,
a
real
doubt.
estate meetings.
We're going to talk, Michael.
Yeah, my mortgage office is still going strong. You know, everybody's still working, and they come in and they visit. I put a separate mortgage office in the back of Milkshake Factory, that
So you can
work from.
multitask. And
Yep.
again, as an entrepreneur now,
Yeah,
you're able to manage your one business where you can actually take on a second, and not just because you're doing it for the economic gain, but also for the enrichment of yourself, to take the things that you've learned over the years that you actually like, and you want to explain it to other people and have them enjoy the fruits of your work.
Well,
You know what's funny is you're in real estate for ages, right? So 25 years, 20 something years in the mortgage industry, it's a great business. It's a great business to me. I have a lot of realtors and customers that come back year after year after year, and I love it. But it becomes a little bit redundant, right? I wanted something fun. I'm 52 years old. I wanted something fun. And like, it was funny. We're going on CBS.
I'm sorry.
We're going on CBS morning news Thursday morning.
They should be coming on this show. Let's face it.
Live CBS Thursday
Cool.
morning. So they called today and they're like, "Are you all right going on television?" And I was like, "Yeah, well, it's milkshakes.
Yeah.
It's milkshake. It's fun.
It's fun.
What we're doing is fun.
Yeah.
Kids come in there, they put their face against the glass and they're looking at us making chocolate and making the milkshakes, and it's just fun. The days are 16, 17, 18 hours long, and they fly by.
This is my,
Yeah.
and I'm
What-
sorry, I have to.
So-
because
We
this
got a
is-
question though.
Okay, go. Yeah, question.
What are your hours of operation? What days do you open?
Oh, hey, Shelby, how
sorry.
you doing?
7 days a week, 12 to 10.
All right.
Nice.
That's nice.
So where I was going to get at, and I think Joanne can contest to this. Joanne's a real estate agent primarily.
Mhm.
You're in mortgages primarily.
Yep.
Anything we do besides that primarily is something we really want to do.
Right.
Like, this is a passion for him.
Yep.
Like your cars. As a
My cars are a
right.
passion for me. Joanne, everything she does outside of real estate
the magazine.
Passion.
is
Magazine
a
and
passion.
coaching,
and
So
rock and roll.
this isn't something that Michael's just doing to make money.
No.
Right.
This is a passion. He opened it up in his area where he resides and works, and you're doing it for the community.
Yeah.
So to put you on the
fun.
spot, so I always got to ask that one question. You can tell me to pound sand. We've talked several times about getting the kids working.
Mhm.
Was it a challenge
It was
to
not.
interview, or were they actually prepared? I mean, I look at it and go, this would have been a dream job. Well, I worked in the liquor store.
This
when
is
I was
Marsha
14,
Brady job too.
But this is like a Marsha Brady job.
Jan
you
comes
know?
in, does a better job. Who would you take, Marsha or
Yeah.
Jan?
So what was it like interviewing the kids? Because I'm assuming it's a lot of kids are working there, right?
Yeah. So we put a QR code on our front door. Our marketing department did.
I remember seeing that because I had saw the Wingstop or whatever, and I pulled in, and they had just opened, or they were just opening, or Wing Snob or
Wing
something.
Snob,
Yeah.
Very good.
And I
place.
saw that, and I'm like, oh, and it said you were opening in a couple months. So
Yeah, so we did 2 QR codes. One said, enter here to win free milkshakes for a year,
okay.
and sign in here to become a team member.
Okay.
Very cool.
We had 315 applications before we even opened.
Wow. Cool.
All kids from 14 to 20 for the most part, 22. Interview process was great. We did a phone screening first, and then we wanted to lay eyes on everybody just to see if, because it's a fun place. You want to be, you're coming in there after you go to the movies or after your kid got his butt beat in a basketball game and everybody's miserable.
It's the way pizza places used to be,
Right.
right? You used to walk in
Right.
and they made the pizza dough there.
Hometown.
We had Noble Romans
Shakey's.
and Godfather, Shakey's.
Shakey's
And
is
everybody
terrific.
was like fun and bright. Now it's like, yeah, what do you want?
Yeah,
you
so
know,
we
so-
wanted, we wanted personality in there,
Yeah.
and we have it. We,
Oh,
Plaza
cool.
you're
We
at
really
though
have
is going to have a lot of, because you got all those restaurants for dinner, lunch,
Yeah.
dessert.
Oh,
Taco
yeah.
Dirty's going to be massive. Taco Dirty's a great place. Mission, Einstein, Wing Snob.
Oh yeah.
So tell us about the flavors.
All
Most
of them?
popular flavor, peanut butter brownies, probably the most popular, and cookie brownie fudge is popular. S'mores, chocolate cake shake has a chocolate cake pop on top. So that
I know what I'm going to be over there picking up
s'mores
Stacy every
marshmallow.
day.
on
I'm going
top.
Saturday. Joanne and I are going.
Yeah.
We were planning on
Yeah.
Saturday.
I will ask this question though, just because we do live in a world where we have multiple friends in different parts of their life.
Mhm.
Keto, low carb, low fat, high fat.
Where does this stand? Good call.
We
Yeah,
have
'cause
dairy. We have great dairy free.
Okay. Okay. You do have dairy free then. Okay.
Yeah, we have great dairy free, and the big wigs over at Milkshake Factory went through about 400 different vendors
Wow.
to find, and you really honestly, like when I have a milkshake there, I just get dairy free strawberry. I can't tell the difference between the two.
Yeah.
It's supposedly half the calories, so
Yeah.
we'll see about that.
I mean,
Well,
when
I
I,
don't know.
I'll have to try that because see, I gotta lose more weight. I'm now 2 pounds under the limit to skydive. I'm skydiving off the Matterhorn in July.
Oh, really? Good luck with that.
Yeah,
Good luck with that.
yeah. And if I don't come back, it'll be Howard's podcast.
It'll be Howard the Unknown Drummer and Where's the Unknown Teo?
We also have we have molten cups.
Okay.
So it's fresh strawberries, so we cut right there on the
Okay.
spot. Homemade whipped cream and some hot fudge chocolate melted over the top of it. And then we do peanut butters and banana also.
obviously it's not a Dubai chocolate type of
No.
place, but if I
Absolutely.
wanted a couple of strawberries with chocolate,
Absolutely.
that's an option.
Yep. You can get plain ice
Ooh.
cream. You can get plain vanilla ice cream with strawberries, sprinkles, whatever we can do whatever you want to do.
Well, stick around. We're
Cool.
going to take a break right now.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
back. Tell your friends. We're going to have the Milkshake Factory on for the next segment and some other great stories and such.
The Web Design Ninja is your one-stop shop for all things internet. Our dedicated team has been building internet solutions for businesses large and small since 1993. We specialize in creating eye-catching designs, search engine optimization, complex e-commerce, and custom app integration. Whether you need a simple website or a complex e-commerce or phone app, our team of experts is here for you. Give us a call.
everybody. Welcome back to the show. We are happy to be here with the newest member of the South Shore area business community, the Milkshake Factory. And thank you for joining us. Along with that, too, we're also supporting our local co-op here with an idea we came up with last week. And here are some of the prototype shirts that are going to be coming out. These are available for purchase over at the co-op. Half of the proceeds go directly to the co-op.
Yeah.
The other half just helps us recover our costs. And on the back, we have this shirt. And if you stick around for the next break, we have another shirt that if this one doesn't offend you, the other one will.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, though. So they're located at the co-op. Tell everyone where the co-op's at, Teo.
So the co-op is on Flamingo and 41 in the corner, behind all those U-Haul trucks, and just down from the Apollo Beach Diner. And if you guys haven't been to the co-op, you got to go in. Cassie does a great job. The prices are excellent.
Right next to the K-pop.
The K-pop.
Right next door.
Yeah, I forget about that
and of course,
place.
the Apollo Beach Diner.
And the Apollo Beach
Same-
Diner,
the
which
same
is where
plaza.
everyone knows there. And go in, the tomatoes, and they have all different types of cheeses. They bring stuff in and out. So
You also
it's
don't
worth
have to buy
popping
a
in.
ton of one item.
No, so we pop in and pick up 2 or 3 tomatoes, and then 2 days later, 2 or 3 tomatoes, and we don't worry about buying a big bunch of them and having them go back.
I don't
'cause we
need
eat a
16
ton of
cucumbers.
salads, so
I need maybe 1 or 2.
we go in, we pick up a cucumber, we pick up some peppers, we pick up the
Never been.
tomatoes.
Well, make
and,
sure you check them out. They're great local
yeah.
business, and it's fresh, and it's always changing too. They always have new things all the time, which
it
is
just
cool.
depends on what the farm has. You
Yep.
know, she's always out shopping. So, when the hurricanes happened, all of us that shop there on a regular basis, a lot of us, our houses were destroyed. So we kind of just said, stuff it to the salads, because we were living, we had people in campers, or we were in a condo and I'm working. So it was just, let's just pick up a
We're
sandwich.
getting pre-made sandwiches at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And that's
SpaghettiOs.
just not me. And
Right.
yeah, canned stuff. And, it just, and the takeout. And so it's good to be back,
Yes.
buying stuff at the co-op, a couple times a week. And she does a great job. She can also order tree, she's going
Boxes.
to order me a avocado tree, and they have their
no way.
bin.
I think
Oh
she
yeah.
had the pink pineapples too.
Yeah, she's got, those are so good. I want the tops, but like she said, she can't,
Yeah, right.
they
I
don't get
remember
them.
that, yeah.
But they got the pink pineapples, and they have a bin. So every week they have like a small, medium, and large bin, and it's like $30, and it has a variety of items in there, and it's well worth it. If you haven't been, you should go.
I'm going.
It's a great experience. So,
Also, our sponsor here, Illusion Vodka. It's a treat with every bottle. The black cherry apparently is the big winner. Bob will be on the show in the next week, I believe, with his Illusions, as well as an offer for the Illusion Vodka. It's a great local brand. He is pretty much in this area, but you can get it shipped anywhere in the U.S. Except for where's that, Joe? It was Mississippi, Puerto Rico, and California, of course. Hawaii and Alaska.
Yep.
And it's a party favor too. I mean, when you read the directions that come with it, you also too can be part of the fun,
you can.
right?
Yeah, it has a couple of cool little magic tricks that you can do with the bottle. So
Now we're hoping to also have on the show Claudia, who is our local driver
she
here.
just messaged, and she's got a group that she just picked up. So
Well, let her know when
So-
she dumps them off. If she wants to call in, we should be still
if we're
around.
still here, so
And if not, maybe next week.
Yep.
So as well, I want to shout out some of the people who support our show all the time. Obviously, Jen Budd, without saying, her Sensei products makes the room smell great rather than cigars and vodka. And other things from the other show. Pool Kings of Apollo Beach, great local guy, great local business, will help anybody get the shirt off his back. Pure Romance Trish, her passion is helping you find your passion. Who else? We have
Ali Serrano Portraits,
phenomenal photographer.
and of course Cars and Coffee. We got Andre here representing for
JD
Aldo.
Coaching
Oh,
and
yeah.
Services. Please like us on Facebook and on YouTube. We don't get paid for this. We're doing this to help out local businesses. And of course, our family business is South Shore Cleaning and Supply. I would like to shout out my son, Bruce, my son-in-law, Todd, for keeping up the tradition of doing good work at an affordable price. That's
Great
it.
guys. Great
Yep.
guys.
You know, they're better than I am. I never thought I'd say that, but you know what? After, they make me proud.
Yeah, they do.
The reviews and their hard work ethic. And, I have to say, the hardest thing I ever wanted to do was to make them have to work, and they showed me they really could.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of those guys. Local business here, carpet, tile, windows. They really don't like to do windows. Upholstery, major car incidents. Your kid gets sick. Some people say they can do the job right. One thing about this show, we've put on over 60 different people on this show, 60 different businesses, that if you go back into our archives, they've done great work for people. You're not going to see them just, no. The people that have been on the show, they do good work.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's great.
And they're local.
Yep.
And just because you have a franchise doesn't mean you're not local. You can be an owner operator, just not in your area, and still own a local business. And,
Well, and even as
and
you have your own logo, it's a milkshake factory, but yeah, you have the South Shore version of that, and obviously the money from South Shore to invest. I mean, franchises are not
you're identifying with this
inexpensive.
area.
Oh, well, the thing is that the one great thing right now, on top of the many great things, is you're the number one guy here. Besides for the Panhandle?
Yeah, Panama City opened
Panama
up a week
City.
ago.
Besides for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you can.
If it does well, you can run the
Express-
gamut, which is
Yep.
nice.
Wasn't I don't remember the guy in Tampa, but there was a McDonald's franchisee that owned like 12 of them.
Yep.
And he built a nice little reputation.
Well, Casper's, and it's bigger and bigger and bigger. And Casper's,
Some people
bought
only go
Wright-
to his McDonald's.
They bought
Really?
Wright's Deli.
Yep.
He's done so well with that
Yep.
McDonald's, and it's the same thing that there's the guy that has the Krispy Kreme. He owns 3 or 4
my gosh,
Krispy
could you
Kremes in
imagine
time-
having the
in
opportunity
there.
in the early 50s in Florida to buy Krispy Kreme?
Oh, I know.
Oh my
And
gosh, or
these-
Dairy
these-
Queen
these
back in
guys-
the day.
I didn't know they were owned by Einstein Bagels.
Oh,
Found that out
Crispy?
yesterday. Yep.
Yeah, they got bought out.
Einstein owned
Years ago.
Panera Bread, Krispy
Yeah.
Kreme. I
Big
did not know
conglomerates.
that.
Oh.
Didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
I think they're from Minnesota.
At the
Just
end
a
of the
family.
day, someone
Yeah.
up there owns all of them.
Yeah.
BlackRock owns a little
Well,
of
I mean,
everything.
look, I mean,
It's true. They
you
own
know,
a little of everything.
Long John Silver's and Red Lobster and
Hardee's and
all those have gone through the shifts over
Not
the
to
years.
get off
Olive
topic,
Garden.
though.
Yeah.
Not to get off topic. When's the last time you guys ate at an Arby's?
a few weeks ago.
We need more of them.
They're
Yeah.
terrific.
It's funny you
We
say
need
that.
more of those.
So
They're
I only
great.
eat
They're great.
eat there. It was about a year ago. Actually, Stacy, I think, goes on a regular basis. But for me, I don't.
They're
do that kind of food.
great.
There
But
was a
that's
guy.
That's our stop. When
Their
we
roast
drive up
beef
to
is
Jekyll,
terrific.
we'll stop and get an Arby's roast beef.
I just grabbed a handful of the horseradish sauce.
the horsey
Yeah.
sauce. Yep.
I
So a guy
you
came
can
into my
buy,
store
you
the
can buy
other
that
day.
at Publix.
A guy
in
came
Winn-Dixie.
in. Guy was probably about 80 years old. Came into the milkshake factory the other day. Super nice guy. He saw me. I was out
Yeah.
sweeping up some trash in the dining room.
CEOs
And,
work too. Yeah.
And he's like, "Are you the owner?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, I got into the franchise thing. I own 27 Arby's in New York,
Oh, jeez.
in the city.
Wow.
He was an older
Market share up there is probably better for them
Yeah,
though.
and he's like, it was great to me. He's like, I've been down here since I've retired. He's like, and I'm like, Arby's. I'm like, I remember the horse after football games as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you get a basic one, the roast
And
beef sandwich
people
is
The
don't
roast beef
realize
is
that
phenomenal.
Arby's is based
They
on
do a great
roast
job.
beef, RB.
Yeah.
And that's how the name
Yeah.
came
But
about.
their market
And-
share
and-
here
and
is
Rax-
horrible down
and
here.
you had Rax roast beef, which was basically Arby's, and that like totally
God.
disintegrated.
And
and,
they
And
brought
it was
back the
huge. It
triangles.
was huge. It was several hundred.
and the reason why I brought them up is because you brought up Long John Silver's or some one of you guys did.
Yeah, I
And
did.
You don't
I-
see many of them
I-
either.
They're
No,
dying.
they went away. They went
A&W's
away.
dying.
Yeah.
And some brands make it and some brands don't. I mean, I thought Dairy Queen was going to die about 10 years ago. They sucked, and then they went right into food. They went into chicken tenders.
They're a
and they bought-
monster.
and now they're a monster. The only time you saw them was either in Florida off exits. Driving to Florida was where Dairy Queens were.
we have one at Jekyll Island, right when you enter the island. Next, it's part of the gas station thing. No residents go there. Any of us that
They're
own a
done.
house on the island, because the wait times are terrible. They have a terrible staffing problem, and our guests are like, "Oh, I saw there's a Dairy Queen. We can run down." I'm like, "No, you can't." I'm like, "You can, but just prepare for like a 2-hour trip." Even though it's like 400 yards from my house,
it's
it's like
vacation time.
But
it's like
I think the good thing about Milkshake Factory is this. You have one product and you're focusing on it.
That's it.
And you're spreading it out with
and it's
the bars, too.
homemade. I mean,
I
so
still
so
have
do
not
you
been
get
to a
so do you
Culver's.
get the milk and stuff
But
in
I
to
heard
make
their-
everything?
I heard the Culver's stuff is good, but I still never been.
Yeah.
Milkshake,
Yeah.
I'll go there for a milkshake.
Yeah. So the chocolate is our chocolate.
Okay.
It comes into us from we have it made for us.
Okay.
Specifically for us. It goes into a chocolate temperer.
Okay.
It takes a couple hours to make it into a liquid form of chocolate.
Okay.
And then we form, whether we're dipping strawberries,
Okay.
dipping marshmallows, making all those flavors of
Do you
bark.
know the
and it's-
percentage of cocoa?
Oh God, I don't. It's high.
Not yet.
Yeah.
He didn't even open yet.
Just let me know.
Didn't even have the grand opening. Once they do.
I will find out.
I'm just
I can
wondering
find
because
out
you know
for
the cocoa content is actually the higher the cocoa content, the better the chocolate is
it's-
for
That
you.
was
it's very,
good.
very, very good chocolate.
Yeah, I eat probably 2 ounces of 60% cocoa a day,
Okay.
and it's good for your heart. It's good for appetite suppressant. Believe it or
I
not.
think if you go on the website, it'll tell you.
All right, I'll check it out.
And
And
remember, this is a family
cocoa's
friendly
good for
meeting.
you.
This is a specific cocoa he's talking about.
and
Yeah.
to Teo's point,
Chocolate.
we're all thinking eat well now.
Mhm.
I'm willing to spend more money if something is good and good for me rather than just kind of tasty and 20 minutes later I'm like, I'm really not full.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest, all of our businesses, you can get someone to come clean your floors for $50, or you can have someone come in for $200. The difference is the quality.
Mhm.
And with yours, again, a milkshake, a lot of the places have milkshakes, but you're focusing just on milkshakes.
Focus.
Yep.
And
Milkshakes
real
and chocolate.
So,
real ice
Yeah.
cream,
real ice cream,
homemade
whipped cream.
whipped cream.
And the chocolate's about 20% of our sales. It's,
Yeah.
it's
Sheer
that
shot.
good.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
It's got to be good
Okay.
chocolate. It's got to
Yeah,
be great
it's
chocolate.
self-sourced.
I mean, that was
yeah.
great. When I had the sample,
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was great. And like I said, it's part of my daily diet is chocolate.
So the family that owns, from 1914, they came over from Greece. They started in Pittsburgh, and generations of
1914.
chocolatiers, and then Dana and Chris, the brother and sister, they kind of, I believe, they worked in politics. They worked under President Bush for quite some time, and when they were done doing that, they decided to open up Milkshake Factory in Pittsburgh. The first one was like PNC Tower
nice.
area. They're affiliated with the Penguins. They're in that
Nice.
arena.
Look at
And-
this.
Not to
And,
go into politics, but they're Republicans. I throw it in.
There's a whole lot of business knowledge on this panel. Well, thank
There
you,
is,
Taylor.
Taylor.
Truly appreciate that. We want to help guys out, and we've all fallen through pitfalls, and honestly,
yes.
I don't have Bill Gates here. I don't have Elon here. I don't have, we're regular guys that just started a business or work for a business, and know what it's like banging our heads to try to figure out problems and mistakes, and you want to avoid them at all costs. We brought up, one of the biggest things I think, which was amazing, is that you had people already lined up for work rather than having to go at that point and say, okay, job fair, this. No. I want hungry people.
Yeah.
And they identify if they can have ownership and as far as feeling good about the place and being part of something good, that is great for you. As opposed to someone just wanted to show up to fill up a slot and go. These guys have been anticipating you coming to town. You brought them on board, right? And then from day one, this whole crew's gone with you, right?
Yeah, these kids are hustlers. They work. I mean, they work. We get bombarded. We'll have 100 people in line.
No
Wow.
way.
Well, at 7 o'clock at night, and these kids.
Well, if you don't know how to make a shake by 10 a.m., by 5 p.m., you're going to know how to make
you're
a
gonna,
shake.
Yeah.
you're gonna know how. But you have to keep everything clean.
Oh, yeah.
Keep the customers happy. You have to keep your times down. You don't want to wait 4 hours. for a
Right.
milkshake,
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we really want to be. From when you order on the POS system, you want to have your shake in your hand 6 minutes.
Uber
So
Eats friendly.
Nope.
Delivery
Good.
cakes is not the same
not gonna-
quality.
They won't do it because what'll happen
It'll
is
melt.
not even melting. It's the whipped cream more than anything because
Sour.
it'll flatten out, and then when somebody gets it in their home, right, and they have a bug up their butt, and who are they going to pick on? They're going to pick on the 17-year-old DoorDash kid, or are they going to pick on a milkshake?
It's
factory?
short,
And
man.
get a free milkshake with
Yep.
credits.
And
Yep.
they're going to call. They're going to
And
call
then reviews
upset.
and
Yep.
all that. Let's avoid.
Smart.
Yes.
Before it.
Right.
And not just that.
And
How
ice
much
cream
of
is a
that
family
business-
thing. People
yeah.
go out.
Yeah.
Like, let's go out and get ice cream.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm not even. It's funny because Aldo, a great
Yep.
friend of ours, he comes over all the time, and without promoting any other places, there's an ice cream shop that opened up nearby, and he's like, "You and I are idiots. We should open up an ice cream shop because everybody eats ice cream or sweets or desserts." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. We are idiots."
that place is good too, by the way.
Yeah.
Great,
They're very
great,
good.
great.
It
place.
is.
great. But
Seem
what
like great people.
yes.
Yeah.
But in a nutshell, you're in the right industry.
Yeah.
You're in the right industry. I mean,
And you're
not
in
going to
a
return
good
us-
area. Tell
And-
everyone
and-
where you're at.
Yeah.
We're on 301 in Riverview. Big Bend area,
Mm.
really directly across from Mandola's Italian restaurant, which is great.
Awesome.
10446 Stelling Drive in Riverview, Florida, is our actual address. You were pointing at something, but I don't know what you were pointing at. So.
It's running across the bottom.
Gotcha.
Your address,
Yeah, so Mission Barbecue's in there, Einstein Bagels. We got Longhorn Steakhouse, Texas Roadhouse.
Oh my goodness.
Mandola's. We got Chick-fil-A. That's supposedly the busiest Chick-fil-A in America.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're all busy.
Yeah, they're all busy.
Every single one of them is busy.
Yeah, we got Burger King, we got McDonald's, we got Wendy's, we got PDQ, we got Sam's.
I'm glad
Club.
you're not selling
I could
chicken.
already plan a Friday night right there. A little
Dude,
bit of
Friday,
barbecue,
Saturday, and
a little bit
Sunday
of
you could
barbecue
plan.
over there, a little brisket, a little bit of ribs, and then top it off.
Yeah.
Milkshake.
Now, from the time that you started, have you seen an increase or a shortening of the time that it takes you to get someone out the door?
Oh, 100%.
Where were you at the beginning?
The first Sunday, so we started 4 to 9 on a Monday. The first Sunday, so a week later, we were mobbed. We were the busiest store in the system, and we did it in 5 hours. We were at 25-minute wait times from when people ordered. It was so busy that I had to stand. My wife
But they're waiting.
My wife was on a register, and we're giving out free samples of chocolate.
How many people were in line at that point?
There was 92 shakes in the system.
Okay, so that gives you an
Yeah.
idea of the time frame of the first one from the first guy walking in the door. 25 minutes later, he got his shake, and you started rolling them out. Boom,
Right.
boom, 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 boom.
Average cost of a shake. Average.
$7.50.
And they
Nothing goes over $11. Nothing's at 11. 10.75 and 6.25.
And how long did it take you to get through that line to your first 90?
So when it got to the point where I saw the kids were getting a little
Frazzled.
it's intimidating. You're looking at your TV
Yeah.
screen, right? You have all your different KDS systems.
You got more people there at a club seeing a band waiting
Yeah.
for ice cream.
So I stood up and I said to everybody, "Thank you so much for coming out to see us. This is super exciting. We're super excited to be here with you as you are with us. I'm going to stop down shut the register down for 15 minutes and just let these
We're
guys
gonna take
get
care of you
caught up.
guys first. Thanks for ordering.
Get them caught up.
These guys are
And
tough.
that's the
That's-
right
that-
way
yeah.
to do business.
That's a business.
That's a
owner.
hard,
You know,
soft opening, man.
It's hard to do, but
Wow.
it is, as somebody that used to own a restaurant and a bar, and
That's satisfaction
and
over
then
income right
everything
there.
else. And I've had to do that with the fundraising business where we go, hey guys, I appreciate it, but we have a 3-day
Yeah.
window to get you live. What can there's everybody had overplanned,
I mean,
the
these
last
kids
minute-
went from training. We had trainers come down from Pittsburgh, which
Right.
their training is phenomenal there. Training in a training setting, saying, "All right, Andre,
And
make
you're-
Andre a salted pretzel caramel, salted caramel."
Pretend Andre's
you're-
walking through the door now.
Then they did it
and
to
you're a
make
soft-
800
and it's-
shakes.
and it's
Their
a
first
soft
Sunday.
opening. It's a soft opening. You're not even officially like open yet.
They made 800 shakes that night.
You know who I
Okay.
hate?
Yeah.
I
In
hate those
5
people
hours.
that judge places
5
that
hours?
are brand new.
Oh yeah, somebody commented
I
on
hate
it.
people
And I'm
that
like,
judge places
back
that are
up.
brand
Yeah.
new.
Yeah.
That's 130 to 150 shakes an hour.
And that doesn't include the chocolate, the molten cups, the root beer floats. The root beer floats.
Oh,
out of
That's
this world.
crushing.
Oh.
Okay,
Hank's
so
root
now-
beer. Hank's
now
root
Okay,
beer.
I'm coming in for
Hank's
that.
root beer,
Now,
I'm
Michael, hold
Coming
a
in for
second.
that right there.
Woo!
Now that was your first week.
Mhm.
Where are you at now? You think?
So Mother's Day was
Mother.
about maybe $1,000, maybe $800 off of that first Sunday.
But the
That
volume
goes-
was there though.
Volume was there. It was.
I'll tell
it
you
was
what
up
they're
there.
doing the next week. They're looking for location 2.
Yeah, right.
already made the call. And our times never went over 8 minutes.
That's great.
That's so
Yeah.
dial that
Awesome.
right back.
It's funny when we do a break.
Yep.
Well, if you want to hear more about the Milkshake Factory, hang tight. We're being told we got to do a hard break right now. Hard break. Tell your friends to watch the rest of the show. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Thank you, guys.
You got it.
you know that South Shore Cleaning and Supply is locally owned and operated for over 5 years? Oh, there's Howard the owner. Everyone say hi to Howard. You also might have seen one of their vehicles around town. They offer a variety of cleaning services from carpets to tile and grout, laminate and wood floorings, as well as pet remediation and much more. Call today for a free estimate at 8133-642185.
The Web Design Ninja is your one-stop shop for all things internet. Our dedicated team has been building internet solutions for businesses large and small since 1993. We specialize in creating eye-catching designs, search engine optimization, complex e-commerce, and custom app integration. Whether you need a simple website or a complex e-commerce or phone app, our team of experts is here for you. Give us a call today. We're here to help.
Right now. Right there.
Need a little more?
3 or 4 hours. Your business stuff.
And we're back.
Yes, we are. We are here in beautiful South Shore Apollo Beach. Teo, tell everyone where South Shore consists of, sir.
So it's Apollo Beach, which is the actual community of Apollo Beach, which stops at Millermack Road to basically Big Bend and and the ocean side of 41. And then you have Waterset, which is North Ruskin, South Gibsonton, West Riverview, and then
we have
I
our
have to do
Apollo
that.
Beach.
I love
is
doing
my
that.
Happy Place shirt,
Yeah,
which is
And,
available at the Co-op in Apollo Beach.
it is in Apollo Beach. The Co-op is in Apollo Beach, and but we have Riverview, Gibsonton, Sun City, Ruskin, Apollo Beach, and then we have Old Apollo Beach and
Adamsville,
and New Apollo Beach, Adamsville,
Gibtown,
for sure.
Wow, Mama.
Oh yeah, we got
A lot of real people. A lot of real
we
people.
got to include that. And I miss the old days of like Gibtown when they used to have the midget tossing tournament as the fundraiser, and that was awesome. You get to throw them, and then if somehow someone got offended, even though it was put on by the little people to benefit
Little people need to make money, too.
the carnival, the crowds,
less
money.
Less
So,
money.
And
Great short order cooks though.
I miss those, man. I miss the days. I miss the days at Giants Camp at like 5:30 in the morning with freaking their biscuits. And
If you don't
gravy.
even know Giants Camp, are you really from here?
Whoa.
No.
When did that close, by the way? Was that early 2000s or late 90s when it closed?
No. It was open. So I sold my marine business in 2007, 2008, and that was like almost. It
was a landmark.
It was a landmark. Depending on how I went, my office, my warehouse was in South St. Pete at the time. So if I went up over to the crosstown, we'd stop at Giants Camp for breakfast, or the Showtown.
Smokiest restaurant I've ever been
absolutely. It was great. Well, for me as a cigar guy, I loved it because I could like sit there at 5:30 in the morning with a cigar and have biscuits and gravy and an egg. But I want to say probably like 2006 is probably when it went away. And then
it's been that long.
And then we used to stop, and then the other way we stopped at the Skyway Denver. So it's now part of the Mosaic deal on 41. But they actually had Al's Boot on the right there in front of the restaurant, and they had little cabins, little fishing cabins. It looked like they were like 5 foot by 5 foot. You're like, how did you even have a bed in there? And it was right on Bullfrog Creek. And on the shores of Bullfrog Creek, and he had a diner, And the best
Oh,
biscuits and gravy. I mean,
bro.
it was just the
Any
grease,
American
the
food
grease,
you wanted, the burgers, everything.
The grease was just floating on top of that. Oh, it was to die for.
That's good
And
stuff.
if you had the burger, you had to do that Guy Fieri bite, where you had to like lean over and put your arms out because the grease would roll down your arms. It was awesome.
I won't lie to you guys though. Literally, tell you, I remember walking in, smoke right in your eyes.
Oh, yeah.
But you go.
There you go.
And
And people were there fishing. People eat before you go out fishing. And
two more landmarks I'll mention that I mentioned to a couple people in our neighborhood the other day because they were like, I remember this and I remember that. And I kind of went over one on them and I'm like, I remember this. Ramada. High school times. The little bar in there.
The bar
and
then the tiki bar.
The Red Room, baby.
Where was this at?
This was the Ramada at the end of the
It was the
boulevard.
Holiday Inn at the end
Yeah.
of the boulevard.
The
It was the
boulevard.
Holiday Inn, and then it got taken over by the Ramada.
See,
and
I'm
there was
not
a
that-
great
I don't
there was a
remember that
great
one,
there
but
was a great tiki bar there. And then we had we also the best food around, the best grouper sandwich on the planet was at the Anchor Barn Grill,
The old Anchor.
which is where JJ, I think it's
JJ's
JJ's now. And
The JJ's.
you could go in and smoke, so you could go and have your cigar, and then you get the blackened grouper sandwich, and it had the saute, it had the cheese and that brioche bun, and then the sauteed mushrooms and onions. And it was a slab of grouper that like was overflowing the bun like an Indiana pork tenderloin sandwich. Oh,
Last Apollo Beach landmark, Ruskin landmark I'll bring up. You remember? I don't even remember the name, but Funky Buddha off of 41 right
the
there.
Golden Booty.
Golden
Little
Booty.
booty.
Well, it was the Golden Buddha, but we called it the Golden Booty because there was a little extra activity that was
They're
kind of
probably
marketed out
not
of there.
for a reason, but the buffet I think was till midnight.
Wasn't it called
Yep.
Legs
And
and
then
Eggs?
you went to the
Yeah.
bar, which was a full-on bar. And I remember
Yeah.
going to high school, going there, and the Ajima would be like, "Whatever drink you want," it's gone now. But I remember those.
Well,
days.
it then became
Didn't even check IDs. She was whatever.
it became the pizza guy that had that pizza that was like a saltine crust, and he didn't make it. Then they had the Island, which then became Shenanigans, which then got burned down. Due
That's
to
like smoke on the water.
that was the
place happened.
Alibi Cruise Lines that happened on that event.
Whoopsie. I was booked. I was booked to play there, and the guy who booked me in there, I was on the phone with yeah, and I'm like, okay, I'm called, and then it burns down.
Yeah.
Now,
So I also wanted to mention Joanne over at Tampa Bay Sports Magazine is going to mention what's going on in the neighborhood this weekend in the Tampa South Shore area. That events that you can catch big names. What you got, Joanne?
Don't forget ACDC is coming in.
ACDC this Friday is coming to Tampa.
We got ACDC. We got a lot of comedians coming in. So we have that. We have hold on.
There's a Taylor Swift laser show.
Oh.
Hold on, just getting past. I'm flipping through the pages. So this weekend is Tom Papa TFO, the Simply the Best. That's the Tina Turner thing.
Okay. The best Tina Turner knockoff.
We've got the race going on, and
We have the Buccaneers having the fattest man ever playing football. Yes.
Yes.
also we have
He's a local kid too.
Sure is.
Went to Armwood.
NFL schedule's dropping tomorrow.
Okay.
the first game, the opening game is going to be the Eagles versus Cowboys on Thursday
At
in
Philadelphia. That is one hell of a game to
Wow.
kick that season off.
Yeah.
We do know that the Chiefs are playing a Christmas game at home. They got hey now.
Boo.
Also, we got let's see what's going on at the Clearwater Comedy Club. We got Dick Roos coming in.
Big Dick Roos
The Clearwater Comedy Club. Those
from Big Bend Over.
You're also going to have the Rowdies playing, but they're up in Rhode Island.
There's a lot going on in Tampa. Always.
There's a ton.
Also, we went to that tequila and
yeah, you guys
yeah.
did that this weekend.
Yeah, we did that.
Tequila and tacos or whatever it was.
It was pretty cool.
Okay.
Vinoy Park is a great place to have an event.
Yeah.
You can't have a bad time there. I
Yep.
mean, they either said it was sweltering hot or the breeze was coming in. That's perfect Florida weather.
Yep.
It's hard not to have a good time around here.
Yeah.
No.
There's so much.
There's so much to do. But hey, I want to do a shout out
Go
to a couple businesses. First off, I got a shout out to Dr. Jason Watts Dental here in Apollo Beach.
Boom.
He's got one in Parrish, St. Pete, and the original in Fishhawk. And we met Dr. Jason because he was doing dental work at the nursing home to help out the old people.
You're telling us about that.
And I'm anti-dentist, right? So, and he won me over with that. And then in Apollo Beach, they have done such a great job. Some people are like, oh, they charge a cancellation fee. You know what? If you book the time, you that stuff has to happen. But he has helped so many people every Veterans Day. He does a big weekend of free dental work for veterans. And they bring in dentists from all over, and they all volunteer all their time and help the veterans.
Which
and
is
I
awesome.
just got to give a shout out to Watts Dental. If you're looking for a dentist and you want quality service, I used to have severe anxiety. I actually had teeth pulled that were the wrong teeth.
Oh shit.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I had to have teeth pulled for my braces, and they shot the right teeth, but the dentist pulled two of the wrong teeth
Ouch.
without the painkiller.
Oh boy.
Did you go to the Three Stooges, dude?
Yeah, pretty much, man. And so I wouldn't go to a dentist for
Hey, Mo,
decades.
got
I
this.
mean, I wouldn't go for anything. And if I went in, it looked like I took a shower by the time I was in the chair. I was just soaking wet. And Jason and his team have done such a great job of putting us at ease, and it helps so many friends. So I want to do that. But on a customer service note, so I hate doing laundry. And I wear a lot of these Hawaiian style shirts, and then I also wear the Columbia fishing shirts. And they wrinkle like there's no tomorrow. And so I actually use Amazing Dry Cleaners, which is pretty close to where you're at. It's there at Big Bend over in 301, back behind. It used to be next to like Five Guys or whatever in that plaza. But they have a pickup and delivery service. So I have a bag. I just throw my shirts or pants if I were to wear pants.
Pants.
If you had a suit or you had to dress up or whatever.
They want to freshen something up.
They even give you a door hook. So it goes on my front door, and I hang the bag up on Monday mornings, and they come by and they pick it up, and they do my laundry, and then they come back and hang it back up on Wednesdays. Right. And so
Laundry fairies.
yeah.
What a life.
And it's not that much more than if I like drive over to like Doan's over next to, the new Aldi's there. But they pick up and they deliver. But here's what's cool. So with the hurricane, I stopped my service. Right. Because the house was leveled, and it's not like I'm worried about doing any dress up stuff, So I called them back up and said, hey, I want to restart my service. They're like, no problem. So I had some stuff picked up, and they dropped it off, and I was going out of town. And so they called me today. I got a call, and I'm like, what's the problem? Maybe I screwed up my credit card, or I have a card on file, and I'm like, oh, I changed a couple bank accounts due to some fraudulent stuff. So I'm like, well, maybe I had it on the wrong card or whatever. Nope. They called and just said, hey, you've been live again for a couple weeks. We have a couple new employees. How was the service? Did they pick up properly? Did they hang everything up? Was everything properly bagged? And
look at that.
And I'm like, damn,
for
we're
Welcome
freaking
back,
like
customer
for like
service.
$14, right? I mean, it's not a lot. It's typically 3-4 shirts or 5 shirts or whatever. My average bill is between 10 to $15. And but the fact that they called to follow up versus my Home Depot pickup has been just a traumatic experience trying to pick up stuff that I'm doing. And they don't answer.
No, they don't, because they're too busy putting out fires.
It's like 40 minutes on hold time to call a manager at the Home Depot in
how
Sun
many
City.
people I know that have picked up jobs at Home Depot or left their job to go to a 30-40 hour job, and they work at the Home Depot and they go, no, I don't want to be the manager. And they just stay on the floor, and they stay on the floor for 13, 15 years. I don't want to be the manager. That is the kiss of death of your life, is being the Home Depot or Lowe's manager.
You just gave me a good idea, Teo. Thank you.
Which was not to work at Lowe's?
No, we have a rewards
Program?
program. So you can go on our website and fill out rewards. You get a free milkshake on your birthday. You accrue points, all that stuff. But it would be a great idea to actually go through my rewards and pick up the phone.
Oh yeah, my boys call
and call those people up. How
once
is
a week
everything
they
going?
make random phone calls and check out if everything's fine.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's a great idea.
Oh, and then we had my front door got just slammed. I have a screened in front porch area, which makes it nice. Well, I do now thanks to Pressure Wash Joe.
I was going to mention him.
And
There you
so
go.
Joe Joe came
regular
by
on the show.
and yes, and gave me a price that was very, very fair, and called to text to let me know. So there was actually a mess up. He had come and measured it all to give me the price. And then he's like, I can't find the sheet of paper. You know, I was dealing with the kids and stuff because he had his kid in the car when he was doing it. Pardon me?
How many does he have?
4, I think.
7 kids.
7 kids.
7 kids.
So, and they're expecting one.
Oh
So,
my
yeah.
gosh.
So he's got the strongest swimmers for Mother's Day award.
Well, that and I know what he's doing when he's not fixing screens.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, so anyway, so he texted me and goes, hey, if it's not too inconvenient, can I come back over? There's something I got to do. And he was up front. He goes, I lost the paper with your measurements. And I just want to double check everything. And then I'll be by between 10 and 11 tomorrow. And man, 10:15. And then he shoots a text, hey, I'm on my way. And I was out working on the truck. And on time, beautiful work. And he got to the point where the door, and he goes, something's not right with this. You know, it was bent and stuff like that. And he goes, it's closing, but it's not closing. We were looking, and it's like it's. He goes, oh, I see the problem. It's catching on this, and it had to do with my fault because of the way that I had the aftermarket catch or whatever.
Okay.
You know, and he's like, oh, there should be a spacer and stuff in there. And I'm like, no problem. So I'm working on the truck. So I'm like, I got the grinder out. So we just had to basically grind out a little area. It was like a 1/16 of it, not even a 1/16 of an inch, probably a 32nd of an inch. And he's like on the spot. And between every minute he's out there blowing because we had to rip all that out and I have the mulch. He's out. It was unbelievable service, unbelievable pricing. I highly recommend him. I would have never thought, if he wasn't on the show, I would have never thought about him for screen work.
Okay.
And the people that built my screen room, you know, they live halfway across the state. And they came over after the hurricane and got me back to normal and fixed and all that kind of stuff. But and I'm with them because I've been working with them for 25 plus years. You know,
there was anyone else.
They were my guys when nobody else was in town. And you know, there was Knox Aluminum, and that was it. And they were like 6 months out. And Leonard and Christina came over, and they've been my guys ever since. But for the small project of doing the front, I'm like, let's have Joe come do it. And excellent job. It looks beautiful. It looks great.
Woohoo.
And he put new tap cons in and resecured everything.
But, you know, you mentioned something there, too, that we've mentioned over and over during our shows and also in our personal conversations. Many people walk away and would have said, okay, I'm done.
Yep.
He could have said, I'm done.
And in all honesty, and the door
then a week later, you'd be like,
okay,
this thing is
but
still
shitty. It's still not. And it turns out that when I installed that door, so that was like a gift for Stacy when she was out of town, and I saw the cool dolphin screen door, and I had to put it in there. Oh, and the other thing is, he's like, hey, do you have some white paint? Because the top piece was pretty chipped up. And I'm like, I do. So we took a minute and we touched up all my old aluminum while we were doing it. And it took like 2 minutes, but it makes sense to do it when the screen's out, then
have to
do it with
after
the screen and then having, you know, the paint go through the screen. So just a shout out to Joe. It was such an honor to have him work on my home and or our home. And it was just an awesome deal. And I get the sense that that's all his customers, not just because he was on our show and he's become a friend, but he does that with everybody.
I recommended him before anyone really knew him. I used it before anyone knew him. And on top of it, I needed him and came to us when times were really crappy. He's got heart. The guy does good work at a fair price.
And I wasn't asking for any special pricing or
deals.
anything.
No need.
I'm like,
He's one of those guys. You
pay
don't
me
have
the
to.
normal,
That's good.
charge me the normal price, and
Now,
that's
in
it.
return, during the storm, I'm going to put this out. Somebody who said he'd wink, wink, take care of me because I was in a little bit of a pinch, and he was here the first day, and he was going to look out for me, was 3 times the price of what Joe charged. And Joe was like, this is what my price was. I'm like, no problem. That was the point.
I did too. I did
know,
too. I did too.
However, again, someone who is going to take care of me was going to take care of himself and somebody else,
That's
and
right.
still be able to take care of me, and that wasn't fair. Joe,
And go have a couple of
kudos.
dinners. And,
Exactly.
You know.
We have our last shirt of the night. Come on up. We
We want to thank Mary. So Marianne has been a lifesaver. We've known each other back in the days of when I was a barbecue judge.
turn around
And,
there. Milkshake Factory.
She's been over helping a lot with putting the house back together and helping Stacy and I out. So,
And for our friends at the Milkshake Factory, there you go.
First 100 customers to walk through the door on Saturday.
On Saturday.
I bet there'll be a
sure.
line. I noticed there was a line at Aldi's for the Aldi's grand
bags?
opening, and I went out to my truck, and I go, no, I'm not going to go to Aldi's.
No.
Did you guys see the picture of
Oh,
my
yeah.
truck with the 4.5-foot snake skin that
Yeah.
was from the steering wheel to the gas pedal? I'm like,
Also-
oh wait, I don't know where that snake went.
There
Yeah.
you go. Also, Cards and Coffee was last weekend.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So unfortunately,
Was my favorite Maserati there
and
with that yellow paint?
luckily, I have two other primary team members, Aldo and Corey, that run the group.
If you don't know
The-
about Cards and Coffee, it's an event here every second
Second Saturday of every
8
month.
to 10 a.m. 10:30 if you're a wise guy, and it's here. It's a free event. Go ahead.
And I didn't get to make it this past
Oh,
week
no way.
because Juice has
Oh.
soccer in Waterset from 9 to 10. So I didn't get to make it. However, I've shared everything, spoke to Aldo, and they had a wonderful turnout. I believe they even had a food truck of some sort there this past week.
Yeah,
I believe your Maserati was there.
dude. If I thought
They
thought
actually
I
had
could,
models there this weekend. They actually had 2 models
okay.
posing on 2 or 3 exotics, taking actual videos to be in a magazine.
Oh,
Really?
cool.
So
I love that Maserati paint. If I thought that the truck wasn't going to get screwed up and I could touch it up, but it's not. It's a pearl yellow
Mm.
that has a slight color change
A little
shift to it.
a little iridescence
But
to
I
it.
think, and it would be impossible to replicate. I'd have to repaint the entire truck,
I can't
and
even-
I'm buying a truck. I mean, I'm building a truck, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna nix the pearl and just go with Ferrari Fly Yellow.
Stick with
The
the truck.
paint was so nice on it. Let's just say the Maserati had a fender bender. It would probably require a full paint job.
You would have
'Cause
to
you can't
repaint
match
the
that paint.
entire car.
You can't
have
match
to.
the panel.
That's the problem I had with the Vet is when I had some issues at the door.
The whole car.
It never. I knew it was. People are like, "Oh, I love your paint," but I'm like, I knew that it didn't match, and it drove me nuts. And I was like, God, do I want to spend another $12,000 painting the car?
I will say this
I'm
one
not
thing
going
about a
to.
car guy, and you know this. People can look at your car from 10 feet and it looks perfect. Every time I
Oh.
detail my car,
I know.
I have a new inventory list
I
of the
know.
newest scratch or the newest chip. You
Oh.
know what I'm talking
yeah.
about.
or the circle.
That only you know,
Oh yeah,
but
It's crazy.
yeah.
Anything else you gentlemen want to go over tonight? We want to thank Joanne Duran behind the console from
Yes.
JB Coaching from
Thank you.
Tampa Bay Sports Entertainment Magazine. If you haven't signed up for Tampa Bay Sports Entertainment Magazine, you should. It's free. If you'd like to advertise in it, the rates are very good. It's getting at least 500,000 to 700,000 exposure every month, and you'd be doing your business a disservice if you're looking to advertise. It's very efficient, and it's local, and you're helping a local business, and it's also helping this broadcast because we don't get paid for anything we do here. This all comes out of Mr. Teo's pocket, my pocket, Mr. Andre's pocket. We do this to help our local community.
oh yeah.
Talk about our local businesses.
Thanks, Mike, for the chocolate and the T-shirts. We really
Oh, you're
appreciate
welcome.
that.
Thanks for having me. It was great.
And
Yeah,
it
we
was a
love free
blast.
stuff, dude.
And hey, with
Oh,
that,
yeah.
I
I'm
want to
gonna be a
close.
regular. I'm just
So,
gonna hang
Great,
so
man.
it was up
You're
in the
welcome
air
to.
whether I was going to be back because I ended up going to our house at Jekyll Island. We have
Oh,
a
yeah,
place
that's
up
right.
there. And I want to give a shout out to the mothers of veteran suicide. And Michelle was going to be on, but she actually was in the hospital this morning. She wasn't feeling up for calling in. She's the founder of this group. And these gals, the moms, I had the board up at the house for the weekend for a getaway, and what they do is unbelievable. Our veterans have a hard time emotional. A lot of veterans have a hard time after being in the war, et cetera. And it's absolutely tragic when we lose a veteran to suicide, and we lose far too many. And this organization gets with the moms and helps them with their grief. And my friend Crystal, who's now on the board, her and I had a very, very dear friend of ours who, unfortunately, we lost a veteran suicide last August. And through the American Legion and frostproof, there's some gals there who lost their kids to veteran suicide, and they partnered up with this organization, and it's the right kind of charity. And I deal with charities every day with my fundraising business.
You do.
And you have an organization where the founder makes a whopping $24,000 a year, and she travels all over the country helping these people cope with losing their sons. Yeah. And just super great. And shout out to Michelle, because Michelle was going to call in, but she's having some health issues, and she wasn't feeling up to it today. So we'll probably have her on next week. But I just want to give a shout out to that organization, because it's one of those that makes sense. And what they do is so great. And they're not raping people. I mean, they're every dime goes to helping those affected by veteran suicide.
It's a whole topic too. It's so many organizations that bring so much cash. They say they're nonprofit, not for profit. They spend all the money on themselves.
That's how I got involved in this business.
10% maybe goes to the charity. And you're like, you got to be kidding.
You must be talking DOGE here.
Oh my God.
Well, and
again, disclaimer, guys.
Yeah, but it's funny because as somebody that's worked with that, I mean, I never thought I'd get into the whole charitable philanthropy. Well, we've always been, but very specific causes. But I was shocked at how many organizations we've known where the way that they, and this is a disclaimer here, launder money, and they really do, where they have a family member that sets up a consulting business.
They get paid off
to do the social media stuff, and they make it look like the money is going to the charity, going for the cause, when it really isn't.
Paying for that guy's
and we see that every day.
Food reviews.
And this is an organization I'm really proud to be a part of that organization, because it just everything goes to helping the victims.
And also, you don't have to pay to play. This is grassroots. Let's support each other. Let's not have ulterior motives. Be honest with each other, and that way you don't have to lie.
Yep. And if you want to be on the show and showcase your business, just reach out to Howard or myself, or even Andre, and we'll get you scheduled, because we just like to come and have fun, and we promote. And we got to go Saturday to the milk. Well, I might not go Saturday. I might go on another day, because I think it'll be a zoo on Friday.
It's probably better if we go on Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday's going to be.
I don't know if a weekend it would be any.
We don't need the discount. We got the chocolates and the T-shirts. Also, too, coming up on the show, we're going to be talking about hurricane safety.
Oh yeah.
We're also going to talk about boat safety, because it is going to be boating.
I want to talk about that. Safety. That's good. As somebody that might have a little,
we're going right into the season now, right? This is the season. We're going right in.
Yeah. So we'll do that.
I don't have time to be on my boat, so
I know that feeling. I make time every night except on podcast night. So
I appreciate for that. Howard, the unknown drummer, Teo, captain here, and the pseudo mayor of Apollo Beach, my friend Andres Ciapetta.
Yes.
I want to thank Marianne for being our model tonight, Joanne Duran, everyone out in TV and South Shore world and in my world and everyone's world. Thank you. Good morning. Don't be a shitty person.
And go see the Milkshake Factory this week.
Go Bucks.
Absolutely.
This Saturday,
us next-
12 to 4.
Make
There
sure
you
you check
go.
them out and check us out next week and tell your friends. Good night, everyone.